batteries, bike to e-bike conversions, battery diagnosis and repairs, mid-drive conversion kits, ready-made e-bikes, service and repair. Get in touch today at lebikes.co.uk or call or WhatsApp 07355 301 029. Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Liam Angel, aka Straight Shooting LJA, and welcome to another E-Bikes podcast and vlog episode. Now, eBay have recently kind of closed a loophole, and that loophole is to do with secondhand electric bike batteries. Now, eBay a couple of months ago, back in November, December of 2024, actually stopped and prohibited the sale of privately sold electric bike batteries. And part of the reason for this is obviously because of the recent news of electric bike battery fires. And eBay have taken this step to basically try and help curb that, because there are a lot of second-hand batteries floating around and being sold and kind of being missold. To be perfectly honest, there will be a lot of people. We've had people come to the workshop who have brought bikes to us, and basically the origins of those bikes and also the age of those bikes have been fabricated, to say the very least. Have been actually fabricated. So it is one of them ones. I'm kind of glad that eBay have actually prohibited the sale of privately sold e-bike batteries, because there is an inherent risk within that. I mean, that battery could have been tampered with. It could have been put together by someone who is not a professional. So, yeah, it is one of them ones where it makes sense for eBay to have put this in place, and the only people allowed to sell e-bike batteries are basically basically approved sellers, for lack of a better way of putting it. But eBay banned private sales of e-bikes and e-bike batteries in the UK on October 31st, 2024. And the ban was implemented due to concerns about fire safety, of course. So the number of e-bike battery fires has increased, some linked to unregulated conversion kits. But faulty batteries and chargers was also an issue as well, because some online sellers have been selling faulty batteries and chargers. Obviously, there's illegal e-bikes, which are a lot more powerful than the legal regulations being sold as well. And also media coverage, as mentioned as well, of e-bike fires has increased. So obviously that's dented consumer confidence a bit. But only eligible business sellers can sell e-bikes and batteries on eBay now. And used e-bikes can no longer be sold on eBay here in the UK. So these provisions, I think, are extremely important, because it's all about consumer safety. That's what this basically comes down to. Consumer safety. Yes, it does close that market a little bit in terms of being able to freely buy secondhand stuff, but there had to be something done, because to an extent it is a little bit of a wild west, with people selling secondhand electric bikes and selling second or even third hand batteries and stuff like that, where they don't know the history of them. So you could if you say go on to say Gumtree or Facebook Marketplace, Spock, other places where you're seeing secondhand e-bikes and secondhand e-bike batteries, there is an inherent risk there with the batteries, because the person selling it may not know how many charging cycles it's been through, whether it's been through 50 or 450. But also as well, has that been tampered with? Not, unfortunately, not everybody on the second-hand market is that honest when it comes to the age of an e-bike, because they want to get the most money out of it. They'll say it's almost new, I've only had it a couple of months, when they might have had it a year, and they might have just gotten it serviced really well. So there is the inherent risk. And as I said, with batteries are such a delicate piece of the e-bike puzzle. And you can't muck around getting bikes built by cowboys or hobbyists even, because certain safety protocols may not have been implemented or even thought about by someone doing something on the cheap. It's a case of, it's that kind of old saying of, if something's too good to be true, it generally is. So if it sounds too good to be true, it generally is. So if you've got, say, if you found a deal for, say, 5, 6, 7, maybe even £800 for 1,000-watt electric bike with a 48-volt battery that's got a 13, 14, 15 amp range. Sounds too good to be true for that price, doesn't it? Because it is. Because it is too good to be true. There are corners being cut somewhere. And as I've said on previous vlogs, to keep prices down, corners get cut. Now, it doesn't always mean you pay top dollar, you got safety, but it's a lot more, there's a lot more higher likelihood that safety protocols will have been put in place and adhered to if you're paying higher prices for a battery, or for an electric bike. It's a lot more likely that safety has not been kind of left aside, if you will. But as said, the cheaper end of a lot of these electric bikes leaves a hell of a lot to be desired. They'll be using the most basic parts. They'll be using like just basic, like literally, if there is safety protocols in place, it'd be basic. But for me, the second-hand battery market is very much a risky one, and we've been approached a lot here at LE Bikes with second-hand batteries, and we're just like, no, we're not gonna buy second-hand batteries because we don't know the history of it. And even if we were to buy second-hand batteries, we partner with a company for our battery diagnosis and repair service. So as soon as we get that kind of battery, we would literally send it straight for diagnosis, just to see if it's been built properly, see if the cells are okay. Like, that is the first protocol that we do if we were to buy second-hand batteries. So it is one of them ones where you do have to beware. And as I said, we would definitely advise against buying second-hand batteries, especially if you don't know their usage and how much they've been used. So that's always one thing to bear in mind. But I said, I'm in favor of eBay. I'm in favor of eBay's ban. And I'm very much also in favor of the UL certification of electric bike batteries as well, because it's another level of safety and another safety protocol put in place to keep the end user safe. And that is the key. Forget the media hyperbole, forget all of that. It is all about safety. It's not about creating moral panics over electric bikes and electric bike batteries and battery fires. It is about safety. That is the one overriding concern and issue of this whole thing. It is all about safety. So eBay doing their part in terms of banning private sellers and banning the sale of second-hand e-bikes and e-bike batteries, I'm in favor of. Personally, I am in favor of, because it is a flooded market for second-hand electric bikes. It's definitely a flooded market, and there's a lot of dangerous crap out there. It has to be said in that way. A lot of poorly maintained stuff. A lot of the e-bikes I see, and I hate to demonize them, but especially delivery riders, those bikes do not look safe. You're seeing XT60 connections. You're seeing XT60 connections and like a spider diagram of wires hanging off a bike and a giant triangular battery with little or no waterproofing, and they're out in the rain. I've seen batteries wrapped in cling film before. Where's the heat dissipation? So stuff like that is why I am with eBay in terms of banning these secondhand sales of secondhand e-bikes and e-bike batteries, because you don't know what that bike's been through, you don't know what that battery's been through either, or where either have been. But yeah, I want to know your views. lebikes.co.uk is our official website. Remember, we're on Twitter, aka X. We're on Instagram. We are on TikTok. We're on Facebook. LE-Bikes or LE-Bikes LTD is where you can find us, and what we are doing. We do conversions of bikes to electric bikes. We also sell engwe electric bikes as well as other brands of electric bikes. We're adding more and more all the time. More and more to our range all the time. It is one of them ones. It's one of them ones, man. As I said, we are adding a lot more each and every day that we are about. lebikes.co.uk is the official website. We do bike to e-bike conversions, specializing in the Bafang mid-drive motors. If you want to keep it road legal and make sure you can get your electric bike insured, we'll be happy to help. We'll be happy to convert your bike, give you a bit of electrical assistance, but keep it road legal as well if you want to go that way. You know, also as well, you can get in touch with us many different ways. We are on WhatsApp and you can phone us as well. You can keep in touch with us in both of those ways. Our phone number is 07355301029. Give us a ring. We'll be happy to talk you through our range of e-bikes, batteries. We also do have a battery diagnosis and repair service as well. So if your e-bike battery isn't giving you the range it once did, or it's just kind of reacting a little bit funny, or not working at all, we've got a battery diagnosis and repair service for that as well. So I have been Liam Angel, aka Straight Shooting LJA. Remember, we've also got tips and tricks, our tips and tricks series available on YouTube, TikTok. You can see it on Instagram and Facebook as well, and also our quick tips series as well, giving you some quick tips to keep your e-bike running nice and smoothly. I said, lebikes.co.uk is the official website. And until next time, thank you for tuning in to the LE Bikes podcast and vlog. Take care, everyone, and happy and safe riding. Looking for an electric bike? Want to convert a bike you already have? Or just looking for an extra battery for your e-bike? Check out our range at lebikes.co.uk.